Yes, there's so many of us that have that narrative in our head, that little voice that wants to try to convince us that either our success isn't real or the people that admire us and respect us don't really know the full story, or it tells us that we don't know what we're doing, we're at risk of embarrassing ourselves or making some huge mistake, and it's often trying to hold us back. It's trying to keep us playing it safe. And as I learned about imposter syndrome, because I wrestled with this as an entrepreneur for almost 2 decades now, and have had my own bouts of self-doubt and that voice in my head telling me that, man, you're just one mistake away from being exposed as the fraud that you are because you've just gotten lucky all this time. And as I started to study this phenomenon and this kind of psychological battle that goes in our heads, I gave that voice a name, and I call it the imposter. Not just because it's trying to convince me that I'm an imposter, which it sometimes is. It's trying to tell me that I'm a fraud and I don't really know what I'm doing. I just know how to sound like I know what I'm doing. But it really, I gave it that name to remind myself that that voice isn't real, that there's nobody there, that it's just a mind trick. And also to remind myself that that voice will masquerade as wisdom and prudence and sometimes even as humility. But it's not those things. It's self-doubt, and it's holding me back if I listen to it, if I give in to those fears that it's preying